Good evening and welcome to Rich Simony Field here in LaSalle Academy. Football numbers, but playing girls lacrosse today as the undefeated LaSalle Rams host the undefeated, both teams undefeated, East Greenwich Avengers, 7-0 versus 5-0 respectively. A huge matchup in the RPI standings today. East Greenwich just a touch ahead of LaSalle through RPI, but obviously the Rams with more games under their belt. Hello everyone, Tim Heen here on Play-by-Play. Jimmy Tran gonna be on camera today. My sister in back as moral support as taking on each other, two powerhouses in D1 right now. 2 of 3 teams undefeated so far in the state this season, as LaSalle looks to keep their record shiny at home, and East Greenwich looks to maintain theirs. Rams will wear white, East Greenwich maroon, as displayed by the colors on the scoreboard. Rams played on Wednesday against Portsmouth, 10-9, able to complete the series sweep, albeit a bit closely. 10-9 W on Wednesday, and the other game also a 1-goal difference. As we get ready for the opening draw control here, 12 minutes on the first quarter. Starting goalie and net going to be for East Greenwich, number 20, Ella Mercurio. On the opposite end, Peyton Giroux for LaSalle, wearing 31. Ref backs up. We are underway as quick to stop there, 3 seconds in. No one maintaining possession on the opening drop, and now after this, maybe officially. A little bit of a false start there. To begin the frame once again. Ball high up in the air, trending towards the way of LaSalle. Still a battle for it as Maddie Goodwin unable to get over control. It's going to be won by East Greenwich as they move quickly down the sideline, rushing in from the left side, heading into the circle as the ground ball shot can be saved by Giroux off the block. And already we see our first shot attempt of the evening, belonging to East Greenwich as they play some tight defense. Moving it down, Maddie Goodwin. Pulling it up ahead, now past midfield. The clear attempt for LaSalle looks successful. Now behind the net. Passing it on to Lily Peters on the left side, now over to LC Freitas. Rams playing the outside game, waiting patiently for that shot opportunity. On that right side of the net again. Behind, looking. Trying to get it over to Peters, but ball on the ground. No cause turnover there, just a tough pass to make there. Freitas able to make the recovery, pass it over to Kiera McGovern. Behind there, Charlotte Grace. On the attack position. We'll pass it back up top. Over to McGovern again. McGovern still being very patient, LaSalle is. And for D1, or at least high school girls across, as a shot there by Karen McGovern will snipe itself right in through the middle. Goes by for goal number 1. LaSalle has the opening goal on their home turf. Karen McGovern straight from the middle. 10 on the dot to go. As LaSalle making its mark early after the early offensive surge by the Avengers. '26th goal of the year. It's a senior midfielder looking to add a championship to her accolade. Opening draw control, heads away with Salle again, picked up by Goodwin again. Had trouble in the second sort of opening ball drop, but now able to cleanly get it this time as it's going to be passed back to McGovern again, the moneymaker, leading goal or point getter with 46 overall, including that last goal from McGovern from the middle. Pass inside again, intended for Freitas, but dropped. Last turnover going to be picked up on the ground ball by East Greenwich only for a hot second. Don't think that'll count, as we'll see a stop in the action. 9:24 to go. My apologies. We're managing the scoreboard as well. Set it to 9 on the dot for you guys. LaSalle waiting patiently once again. Pass left side, Peters. Just inside the circle is passed back out. It's Peters from Freitas again, looking. McGovern managing. One defender in front of her. It was the 2 of Maeve Kieran, as we'll get a foul. And that'll set the free position shot. Whistle blows, charge and shot down low is good. Maddie Goodwin able to make the connection. 2-0 LaSalle up on top. And in the battle of undefeateds, it's LaSalle with 2 goals in the first 4 minutes of action here at Yosemite Field. Home to a plentiful of athletic fields. We have the baseball field right behind us. Softball maybe in the background. Try and get you. Alright, should be back in action. Our camera had a little freeze right there. Again, we apologize, but just in case off a free position shot, it was Maddie Goodwin off the center right side, able to make the down low move there for that 2-0 advantage as another shot comes in, this time from Elsie Freitas. Makes it 3-0 to open up the first. As already we're back at center circle. First 5 minutes of play now, it's all LaSalle. Sort of fourth or call it fifth draw control of the evening here in the first quarter. LaSalle already at 3 goals, as they call it earlier. And LaSalle and East Greenwich will be given the ball. Moving it down, Grace Renza, the freshman. Charging quickly, speeding by. And will pass behind the net as looks like we see a whistle. Clock will move on, 7:14 and counting to go. Seems to be a foul against LaSalle, and looks like we'll have our first free position shot from outside the circle for East Greenwich. Here comes Grace Renza. Shot score, 6:59 to go. And East Greenwich on the board. And now from East Greenwich, a good response goal after the first three LaSallian attacks. Able to drive home. And they look to swing momentum even further, pardon me. As looks like it's going to be called on the draw control against Kieran McGovern again. East Greenwich has the ball again. Looking to make it 2 in a row. Already quickly in the attacking area. Flip over to Lily Peters after possession by Ella Highland. Over to the 23, Grace Tomka, now playing around the net. Still waiting patiently. Beautiful day outside, a little bit breezy, might I add. Tomka shifting to center. Looks like it's a quick flip over back to Highland again. Spinning around, trying to get a screen off the own LaSalle defender! And what a move and what a goal by Ella Highland. Doing it all herself. And just like that, East Greenwich, 2 goals rapidly in the last minute or so. Ella Highland punishing. That spacing by LaSalle goes right. The initial defender was blocked off by another Ram there, and that was enough cushion to get Highlands a goal right through Peyton Giroux. .6:02 to go. Back for another possession battle. Ref backing away. Goes away of LaSalle's attacking area again, and it's going to be picked up by Grace Renza as play will continue after the whistle. It looks like the Rams will be giving back the ball. Some confusion there. It'll finally lead up to LaSalle playing behind the net again. Getting it to McGovern, loses it on the charge. But it seemed to be a foul on the defense. And that'll set up the Ram free position shot, looking to retake the lead. Charging, McGovern bounces off either the post or the goalie Mercurio. Wow. Under 5 minutes to go here in the opening frame. It's moved on down by Renza. She's been the one to rush down. Lofty pass, now over to the right side. East Greenwich, an opportunity to tie up the game now after the McGovern miss. Lily Halverson. Nope. So, excuse me, Maeve Kiernan. So, my apologies there as East Greenwich. will get recouped. Free position shot for East Greenwich after I made the unfortunate mistake of mixing up the rosters. Here, drive down by Tessa Shirello Ingegneri. So it wasn't Ella Highland the initial goal. My apologies. It was Shirello Ingegneri. Leading the team in goals per game. So my super unfortunate apologies, Tessa. No, similar colors and all, but no excuse on my end. Under 3.5 to go. If you're watching, of course. Of course, the parents as well. And an X formed on the referee. A yellow card given out. Looks like it's going to be against LaSalle. McGovern going to stay on the chair for 2 minutes. Going to be a man up. Huge opportunity for the Avengers now, able to get that yellow card and keep one of LaSalle's players off the board. As we continue play, able to get past the 20, and that'll be Kiernan. Over. Lob down to the middle, shot wide. EG still in possession, now down the middle. Here comes Ava Harverson. It's going to be no good off the pass from Rowe. I think I got the names down now. A bullet to Shirello Ingegneri. Shuffles. Has space, ground shot. No good, picked up by the goalie on the save there, and we have a lady down on East Greenwich. Able to get back up, but hobbling. Try to get a look at the number, maybe a foul that'll set up another shot for East Greenwich. That'll be helpful now. A minute 17 to go on the penalty. But instead, it'll be Giroux for LaSalle to try and clear things away for the Rams. About to hit the halfway mark on the penalty. About 2 minutes official on period number 1. Now they're going to move it down. Left side of the field. And we'll see our first timeout. So we'll enter commercial break. A minute 48 to go. 46 seconds to go for Karen McGovern at the penalty box. And we'll send you right back. Returning here to Assembly Field at LaSalle Academy. 3-2 LaSalle up on top at East Greenwich. 2 unanswered. Looking to tie things up again to put an end to this first period of play. Here on the Fans Only Sports Network, Tim Yeen, Jimmy Tran, your crew. As we'll resume the action right now. Rams on the attack, looking to extend their lead back up. With it, Brinley Freitas, sister of Elsie, who just had it, now back over on the right sideline. 9 seconds to go until we're back to even strength. Way outside. Back, and it's going to be McGovern. Straight it back into the action. She'll slide it over. Back, McGovern half of Peters. Flip over to the right side to Goodwin. Behind the net. Looking, now under duress. Double teamed as it's going to be forced back to Peters. Lob, spin, McGovern surrounded. Able to free one off. Shot, no good. The second try saved. Oh, what a read by Ella Mercurio. Now her job to clear out. Rushing, analyzing, trying to let loose. She does. East Greenwich. Final 7 seconds of play. Let's see if they can rush down and tie things up. Long distance, 2 seconds. One last chance. And no good. Shot came off at the last moment, or beyond the last moment of opportunity. And we have a 1-goal game. 3-2. End of the first. We'll send you to the second quarter after commercial. Alright, welcome back everyone to the second quarter of action. Tim Yeen on play-by-play, Jimmy Tran on camera, Elisa Yeen also here on moral support. Nope. Cranston East crew in the house. Thunderbolts even the series with Salle. 3-0 sweep in boys volleyball, by the way. Not sure how relevant that was to the broadcast itself, but just wanted to put it out there. Of course, Rams students and members, you guys beat us, or beat Cranston East. I'm a Rhode Island college student, or nowadays. In 5 sets. Who knows, maybe we'll see a semifinals rematch again between LaSalle and Cranston East at Rick at the Murray Center. Either way, it's 3-2. The East Greenwich put 2 on the board in an attempt to come back from a 3-0 opening deficit made by LaSalle, as they got off to a hot start, but so far, nothing much yet, as East Greenwich has dominated so far. Rams have had opportunities, but not as much as the Avengers in the latter half of the first quarter. Here's a spin move by Lindsay Rowe. Now a rush down, Ingeneri backing away. Kieran will pass left, and the Avengers will stay left. LaSalle faithful standing and proud here on the bleachers here at Simony Field. A drive down, Kieran, and a foul. Free position shot will be set up. Bless you, Jimmy Tran, if you heard that sneeze. Looks like clock will run on these sort of free position looks or post-foul plays. So about 10.5 to go. Quick, a long distance look is good. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Lindsay Rowe. Puts it to top shelf. And this is a tied affair, 3 apiece. East Greenwich now 3 unanswered. Heck of a play there. 10:07 to go, as we have ourselves an exciting game. East Greenwich full steam ahead. It's LaSalle moving back. Now on the opposite end now. They are wearing white, by the way. Under 10 to go. They want the lead back, but they haven't scored in a while since the opening 5. Last error on this side of the field was Karen McGovern to get a shot off, but off the poster, the leg of the East Greenwich goalie to keep their score at 3. East Greenwich blocking off the entire rest of the field, keeping the Rams to the left side. Now finally reaching the other way, McGovern looking away. Sends it left, drive, Goodwin is fouled. Looked like a grab of the shirt. And that'll set up a free position look. A drive in. And hit and run. LaSalle takes back the lead after allowing 3. 8:44 to go. It was a closing opportunity, just too close for Mercurio. 8:44 to go in the second quarter. Rams rejuvenate at the right time. Back at the circle. It's the third draw control opportunity of the quarter now. 7 total goals scored throughout the game in the first half alone. Plenty more to come. As we're back in the fray. Picked up. Avengers moving down again. Quickly, Chirello Engineering. A lot of speed showcased so far, at least. Going from end to end. Might as well put them in some football pads and get them with the kick return unit. Yeah, and drop ball by Lindsay Rowe. Tried to get it over, just couldn't make the catch. As now moving it down, McGovern finding a wide open lady in Stella Simonelli. Pass to center. Peters stops, stutters, and will circle back around, puts it back into the stick of Karen McGovern. 7:45 to go in the second quarter. Back to Peters. Up top, Maddie Goodwin. McGovern just playing around as a pass over to Simonelli, and LaSalle will circle around again. East Greenwich pulling up. Not biting so far. 7:10 to go. As the drive-in looked like by Peters is going to be ended. 7 and running to go. About to reach the halfway mark in the second quarter, excuse me. Here's a look by Peters. Strike down low and score. LaSalle back up 2. It was just another drive in play. A little bit more behind Lowly Peters. Finds the opening gap. Now the Rams are back on a run. Opened up the first quarter with 3 goals. East Greenwich responded with 3 themselves. Now the Rams 2 unanswered again. Draw control high up from the logo. Looks like another false start given to East Greenwich. Let's see what they can do. Engineer fakes, drives, plainly puts it in. Tessa Chirello Engineering. 6:32 to go. East Greenwich with a fiery response in 12 seconds of time. Yeah, this has just been a shootout so far in LaSalle. Unbelievable game we're having so far, ladies and gentlemen, on this Fans Only Sports Network. 2 undefeated beasts of the Interscholastic League going toe-to-toe right now. Drive down. Quick one. Misses wide. Kieran McGovern. Peters found her inside, but the execution not there. LaSalle looking to extend their lead back. Under 6 to go now, officially halfway through the second quarter. Foul coming in. Good lacrosse crowd coming in. A drive down, left side, shoots through. LaSalle. Lead back up to 2. .5:13 on the clock. We'll just resume the clock when it hits 4:54, ladies and gentlemen. We'll count it down for you, I guess. LaSalle up 2. And LaSalle moved it down once again. Good one. Rushing right in there. And now calming down. Good one. Backing away, lobbing it up high, now kicking out once more. Double teaming defense from East Greenwich. Sidearm Mingle. No good. Ball called out. Looks like in possession of EG. Just getting lobbed over to Ava Haverson. Able to quickly maneuver down the field, find the lady. It's Rowe. Quick drive, Engineering connects. But I'm not sure what it looks like. Maybe a whistle came in before the shot attempt that would have gone in, that did go in, and would have made it a 1-goal game again. And now here, another drive through, doesn't matter. Engineering. It's 6-5. East Greenwich had a couple more seconds shaved off. .326 to go. LaSalle, their lead now cut down to 1 again. East Greenwich has yet to have the lead. They have tied, but no lead for the Avengers, as they're going to be batted down by McGovern on the draw control attempt, and now it's going to be picked up by East Greenwich. Maeve Kiernan moving down the sideline. Goes behind the net. Kiernan. A drive to the middle. Cuts through the defense. And by Giroux. Tied up again at 6. 2:40 to go. Avengers down to this time. Able to tie things up once again. They've been playing come from behind. And another chance for their first lead of the evening. Put up in the air, but quick to call off. We'll replay the draw control again. Put up, bobbled, but ultimately maintained by Keenan. Look at her blast through. And finally it calms down. LaSalle defense already there. Avengers playing behind the net again. It's a lob to Lindsay Ziotti. Back to Shirello Engineering. Playing up top. And now patient as we're under 2 minutes to go. Quick drive. Quick circle. Oh, wow. What a block off. Seemed that LaSalle, number 28, Kaylee Butler, got into contact. No foul called, it seems. As LaSalle will charge back into the other side of the field. Clear attempt looks to be good. Now they get to take some time. Under a minute to go in play. Up top, Goodwin. 3/4 of a minute to go now and going down. They can realistically milk the clock if they want to, get the potential goal in, and come into halftime with a 1-goal lead, entering the 3rd quarter. Looks like that's what they'll do. Now it's going to be Brinley Freitas. From the right side, now under 15 seconds ago, 30 seconds gone by since we last spoke of the time. Under 10 to go, charge in, drive, and goal! Barring any mistakes on the defensive end for LaSalle, it looks like they'll go into the half with a 1-goal advantage. Final draw control of the half. Final 7 seconds. On the ground. And that'll be the end of the first half of action. Rams up on top with a last moment goal in the first half to have them up 1. We'll go into the halftime abbreviation and we'll be back with you for the third quarter. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the third quarter here on the Fans Only Sports Network. It's 7-6. LaSalle up against East Greenwich, and they are looking to maintain that lead, maybe even add more. But East Greenwich is not going to go down so easily. They've come back from 3 and 2 goal deficits, but they haven't been quite able to get over that tie. Time is going to turn to the nighttime pretty time soon. Weirdish sort of wordage I have right there. And here we go, back to the draw control. We're back into action. Jimmy Tran on the call. Got a nice breeze going on. 7:29. It's a nice Friday evening. Yeah, who doesn't love some girls lacrosse on a Friday night? Under the lights. Already on here. Seems to be pretty bright. Moving it down is LaSalle. Now back in control, looking to extend their lead once more, trying to preserve that lead now. Under 30 seconds to go. Oh, shot up close, gonna be called no bueno. Charlotte Grace misses wide. And yeah, the goal in the final 10-ish seconds was to give LaSalle that one goal advantage to squeeze in a halftime lead. Here's Peters. Lobs it to the inside. Now backing away is Elsie Freitas. As Peters will try a pass over once again, falling down on the recovery attempt. As will be picked up by the goalie, Ella Mercurio, in maroon. Here's Greenwich will play in those colors, LaSalle home whites. That sort of reminds me of Rhode Island women's lacrosse, Rhode Island College women's lacrosse. They're wearing those same sort of burgundy-ish colors. That's a trip right there. Kieran got tripped by Elsie Freitas. Under 10 to go. It lobbed up over right side, fires, and that'll be misfired and over to the sideline. Intended for Madeline Goodwin, the senior midfielder. Under 10 minutes to go. 2 minutes gone by here. Enjoying the nice breeze. I'm not sure if you can hear it from the microphone, but it's there. And it is nice, much to the dismay of, anyone else that's listening in. Lob to the left side, back to Peters. Push it up top to the leading goal getter, Kieran McGovern. She's been on fire. Circling around once again, burning that clock. Here's McGovern to drive in again. Lobs up top in the air, now goes behind the net. Looked like it was intended for the woman up close. Shot, drive in, good! And LaSalle brings it back up to again. This time with a left side pass going up close and personal. 8:20 to go. 8-6. LaSalle back up 2. 8:20 to go. A drive down, 8:13 to go. Oh, man, that'll be missed. Engineer. Now attempted knife in is going to be blocked off by Gomez. Engineer fires away again. She has been the superstar today for East Greenwich. Another goal for her. Lead cut back down to 1. 8-7. 7:29 to go. As attempts cool down, the game continuously gets hotter and hotter with each goal. 15 goals total today. LaSalle still with the lead. Put up in the air, draw control, won by LaSalle, and now a chance to extend their lead back to 2 again. It's been a consistent 2-goal advantage for the Rams throughout, besides that opening 3-goal lead in the first. But again, East Greenwich has not been able to get over that tied hump. It's McGovern, pass right side. Over to Goodwin, who will pass and keep it right now up close again. Put on the round, it looks like, but more so called a foul. Free position shot coming in. Brindley Freitas. Center right side, rushes, drive by and in. Brindley Freitas. Off the free position shot, LaSalle 1 away from double digits on the evening. It has been fireworks all night long. Prime time affairs here at Simony Field. And this is the team's first matchups of the year. Didn't meet each other in the playoffs last year, but both were in it. Now put behind, left side. Put way up high in the air, over to McGovern. LaSalle looking to get back that 3-goal lead they had in the first. And that'll go over wide. Cross turnover by nobody, just a bad pass right there, but picked back up on the ground ball by Elsie Freitas, the sister of the Freitas that just scored. That ball will go behind. Wind is probably going to play a factor in the late moments of this game, as you can definitely notice a breeze. Not sure how much it'll affect the players on the field, but certainly something to watch out for. Going behind, rushing down, the goalie way outside her net, the aggressiveness you like to see. And this is going to go the wrong way. Maybe too much aggressiveness. That's an easy goal. Oh, wow. And I said I like the aggressiveness, but maybe a little bit too aggressive. And that was an immediate turnover. Elsie Freitas punches one in. And a timeout going to be called by East Greenwich. 5:04 to go. We'll be back. Seven your score, 5:04 to go. We have the game, folks. A 3-goal advantage now after the unreal sort of blunder, I guess. Would you want to call it a blunder? The goalie for East Greenwich just a little bit too aggressive, trying to clear the ball. Wanted to send it deeper, at least go for a check down, but the pass was taken away by LaSalle, moved on down, and Elsie Freitas, the connector, Just a dangerous move there, and it did not pay off. But a huge get for LaSalle. Goes behind, as Rams have a chance to get it to the largest lead of the game. And mind you, the game before they just lost to they won against Portsmouth at home 10-9 in a series sweep of the Patriots. And if you're looking for some Patriots news, Patriots just drafted Trevion Henderson out of Ohio State, national championship winner. Who's yet? He's Goodwin. Looked like she was about to attempt a shot, but not going to be there. It looks like a free position opportunity. Really another drive-in and another score. It's the largest lead of the day for LaSalle. Driven right through bottom shelf. And this game might get ugly if LaSalle keeps winning these draw controls. Maddie Goodwin, I believe, was on the shot again. Had to go in the first. And side note, biggest story of the NFL draft so far is definitely Shedeur Sanders. Has not been drafted yet. Saints just selected another quarterback not named Shedeur Sanders. It's Tyler Shaw out of Louisville. Of course, yeah, Jackson Dart taken the first round by New York. Cam Ward taken first overall and by the Titans. What a story for him. 0 stars coming out of high school to first overall. And maybe one of these LaSalle players can maybe have a similar story as well. Who knows? Maybe they even have a professional women's lacrosse league. Got the screen. Peters will kick to the outside again. Alright, change it there, the drive-in once again! Come on! How do you do, Karen McGovern? Governing the field, 2:34 to go, but it looks like they're gonna say no. Looks like fouled. Here's McGovern again, this time! It'll power through. 2:24 to go, and what did I say about McGovern in the field? It does not matter to her. Executive order to slam that one in. 5-goal lead now for LaSalle as they continue to extend the lead. Will be a drive-in, and on the left side will be stopped now. Elsie Freitas. Spin move, a drive, and another goal. This time by Charlotte Grace, who more so aggressively attacks in and gracefully sliding it home. 6-goal lead. Rams have once again, at least. Yeah, if the Rams have it once again. That'll go up in the air. It's going to be won again by LaSalle. Draw control has been the major factor coming into this lacrosse lead. And going to be a card, yellow card, Maeve Kiernan. And that'll be a woman up for LaSalle, as if the pain needed to go any further. Huge opportunity for the Rams to get the lead up to 7. That's double East Greenwich's score. A 6-1 run in the third quarter for the Rams. As it looks like we'll get a foul as we approach the final minute of the third. Final minuto of the third quarter. This is a lob over the left side. Quick chip in. And that'll be saved. Yeah, just instead of driving by, East Greenwich goalie will stay in her net and just pass it off from there. As turnover at midfield, ground ball off the cause turnover is going to be picked up by LaSalle. 30 seconds to make a play here, moving it down. Elsie Freitas getting battered by all around the sides. Stumbling as Peters and maintaining her stance and running down to the middle. 20 seconds now and under. Lob, right side. East Greenwich clogging up the inside. And now forcing the turnover. Moving it is Madeline Assay. 1 second to go. LaSalle is not going to get the goal off. End of 3, 13-7 LaSalle. Making money moves. One more quarter to go. We'll see if EG can get a wild comeback or if LaSalle will close this out instead. We'll take it a break. back, everybody. 13-7 LaSalle. Putting up. But you never know with girls lacrosse. It could just be EG's game in just a moment, but they're a lady down right now. It was a man-up opportunity for LaSalle. They were unable to get the goal in the final couple of minutes of the third quarter, but they have a 6-goal lead, largest of the day. If they can maintain that, they are well on their way to a victory here. And just in case it gets even better for LaSalle, 10-goal lead is a rule for a running clock. Don't think that'll be reached, but who knows? Need 4 goals to have it be that way. Right side, and LaSalle has it back again as they quickly rush. It's been a story of draw controls. LaSalle has dominated that end very well, and whenever they have the ball after those draw controls, they usually score. Once again, doesn't mean that EG should be counted out, but in the battle of undefeateds, LaSalle, 2 games of extra playing time. They look like LaSalle. There ain't no better way to put it, as another shot will bounce off wide. Off of Kieran McGovern, who's had a stellar day so far. Traversing over the middle again, lob, wow, almost wide open. Lady McGovern forced to let it go. Also back to even strength by the by. Who knows, for me at least, I might do some more LaSalle lacrosse here on the Fans Only Sports Network. By the way, Timmy and Jimmy Tran, your crew. Getting to the under 10-minute mark. Quick drive, shot, Peters, no good, and grounded up and taken away by EG. They have a long ways to go before heading on down, but it doesn't seem to deter them. Moving on quickly. Rushing down, Engineering! Last one in. Tessa Shirello Engineering. And looks like it won't count once again. Foul as they look to try again. Shirello Engineering gonna get denied of a very quick, easy field flipper, and this one on the lower corner will smash right in, and that'll be a goal. 5-goal lead now for LaSalle. EG still a long ways to go, but who knows, maybe it's their turn to make a run and make a huge run at that. LaSalle outscoring East Greenwich, say about 6-1 in the third quarter. And the Rams are on a 6-goal run. No telling. put up into the air. And rushing down the field, LaSalle wins draw control again, and they move down the field again. And they'll take the ball behind the net. Good one. That'll be dropped, but picked up by McGovern. And McGovern's been the leading woman for LaSalle. Been a battle with her and Tessa Sherrill Engineering. Could move down now over to the right side. .740 to go, LaSalle way on the outside. And that'll be taken away. Avengers speeding down like the Avengers. Only on feet. Yeah, that'll go wide, and looks like possession will be given back to LSA. Under 7 to go on now, pacing back over again and quickly. And that'll be stopped. Yeah, ooh, a tough tumble down. Rams really taking their time with it. There's a horn. And a timeout. 38 your score. LaSalle has allowed a goal to East Greenwich, but still up 5. We'll send you to break. Back, 13-8 your score. It's LaSalle up on top. East Greenwich He's down 5, looking to make a 5-goal run at it to tie things up, but as time winds down, it's getting a quicker management for them as they look to, again, tie things up. Might have a late run, and if they do, it might be a what the heck moment. Like that song, but a little bit more foul language with the Hecky Burton. With the Hecky Bron James. Still 13-8, 5.5 to go. It's Matty Goodwin with the ball on the right sideline. It'll turn night, the light shining on the field. And Goodwin has space. Will back up instead. Drive. And she'll finally pass. And hard foul. Grabbed on by the shirt. Yeah, and that's going to be a penalty against EG, so chances of a comeback not going to help a lot if they have penalties on the board. Man up for LaSalle. Just taking their time. Shot! Good! Back up to 6, Kieran McGovern. Well, another jab right through. 4:52 to go. Been a very interesting game so far. We had an exciting game in the first half, but it's been all LaSalle the rest of the way in the second half. I just realized I forgot to change the right hand corner text. Well, both, it says RI High School Hockey on the side. It should be RI High School Girls Lacrosse. But I'm sure to the naked eye, I'm sure one and the same. And it will still be a penalty against EG, so the penalty will not clear. Okay. 1:10 to go, and the penalty. 4:01 to go. Hey, that's our area code. 3:14 to go. Usual time as Salle is going to get another goal here, and that'll be a 7-goal advantage. (15 to 8). Put that one up on the board. And timeout will be taken. Probably AJ. And that's the score right there, 15-8. We'll take a break. It's been a breakaway game for LaSalle in the second half. Went from a 1-goal lead to now 7 in the second half. As we get close to wrapping things up here at Simony Field in Providence, Rhode Island, at LaSalle Academy, home of the LaSalle Rams. Isn't that funny? Trevion Henderson went 2 spots ahead of his teammate Rashawn Judkins. Under 3 minutes to go in the fourth. And a whistle. 1 second to go on the man up for LaSalle before we are even again. And it's going to be another easy foul, or now a card. 2 minutes for them. This time against Lindsay Rowe. Next home affair is going to be on May 2nd. That's Friday at 6:30. They'll take on Brown. And the final 2 home games of the season is going to be May 10th, 12:30 versus North Kingston, and then I believe their senior night versus Moses Brown on May 20th. I might be there. I might not. Well, depends on whatever I'm asked to do. Probably available either way as a quick rip shot to be saved. College semester wrapping up. High school athletics and the year still going on. Something I don't mind shortening. I have free time anyway. I have like 3 months of free time. Maybe I could get a job. Quick drive and use Greenwich's Haverson is not able to get anything off. Entering the final 2 minutes of play. Now the final minute. Can EG put on one or maybe even a couple of goals to close out this evening on a high note? We'll see, but I mean, definitely huge highlight. Tessa Chiarello Engineering has been incredible throughout this game. Just unfortunately not enough gas to keep up with LaSalle as the clock will be stopped at 41.2 seconds. Now continued. Quick down low shot, good. Lindsay Rowe to cash one in the final moment. 32.3 to go. Maybe they could reach double digits. Game almost over. Just need to slam down the field quickly. Under 30 seconds ago. Got a decent view of downtown actually from the sound. Just realized here's up top. And nothing. Clock stops at 14. Rams will have it. Goalie can just let this one go. Nothing's coming through. Keeps it to herself. And that is the game. LaSalle 15-9 victory to end the affair. And the Rams improve on to 8-0. While AG, first speck of dust on the season, as they take their first loss away at Simony Field. From LaSalle Academy, this has been Tim Yeen. On play-by-play, Jimmy Tran on camera, leaving Yeen behind us.